See, we are here to discuss about the SQL Server and SSIS development sessions. Okay. Just I am going to give the brief introduction about the what is the SQL Server and what is SSIS. Okay. Fine. So, what is SQL Server? First of all, SQL Server is an RDBMS software which will help you to store the data, process the data, and retrieve the data. So RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. So SQL Server is a RDBMS software, okay, and which is used to store the data, process the data, and then retrieve the data. What is the meaning of? What is the meaning of? Again, see, SQL Server is in a database. So which is coming under this RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. I will come to this definition. If you talk about the what is the meaning of database means? What is the meaning of database means? Database is a structured collection of that data that is organized and then stored for access, management, and for retrieval. See, data is what? You are maintaining some retail store. You are maintaining some retail store, and you want to store the data in the database of the retail store. Then you are going to store that data into the database in form of the data and in form of the collection of the tables. Okay. So database is a structured collection of a data that is organized and stored for access and for management and for retrieval. So what is the meaning of that? As I mentioned, retail store business data. Seriously. So data is going to store in form of, see, data is simple. Whatever the business data, you are going to store in a database. Business data means what? Suppose if you are maintaining a retail store, and then you are storing that retaining store related business data in the database. So that is the data, collection of data. Suppose retail store means what? You can store the list of the products, you can store the list of the customers, you can store the list of the vegetables, whatever it is. So that is the meaning of data. So once you store the data into the database, you can access further if you want to access, and if you want to update our management, and if you want to retrieval the data. So overall, the data is going to store in a database, and data is going to store in form of a tables in database, and tables are columns and rows. So in database, we are going to store the data, and the data is stored in form of tables, in form of tables, and tables are having a combination of columns and then rows. Tables will be having a combination of columns and rows. Data can be either anything, either it may be a string, either it may be integers, either it may be dates, it may be images, videos, documents, etc. I have taken the example. Retail store. The customer details, customer name is the string, and customer phone number is the integer. Okay. Customer date of birth, example, dates, and customer profile will be a customer photo, will be the image, and then customer profile is the document. So you can store all these data within this data. So data can be either anything, either string, either integers, either dates, either images, videos, documents, etc. Okay. Overall, in the database, you are going to store the data. In the database, you are going to store the data, and the data is going to store in form of combination of tables. Tables will be the again combination of columns and then rows. So in that data or in that table, you are going to store these kind of data in your table. And data will tell you, suppose see here, this is the data. This is raw format. There is no proper structurally formed 1000 Siva, Amirpet, ABC, apartment. By seeing this, we can't able to identify. By seeing this, we can't able to identify what is this 1000. Just simply data. We will collect the data and then store it. But if this is not at all meaningful here. This is not at all meaningful. By seeing this 1000, we can't able to say what is this. By seeing this Siva, then we can't able to see what is this. By seeing this Amirpet, we can't able to see. Whenever you process this data, it will become an information. Whenever you process this data, then it will become a meaningful information. Then, so if you create properly the table with the column names, then within the column names and corresponding column name and corresponding data, if you are going to store into the corresponding column, then it will become a meaningful. Employee ID is the 1000. Employee name is the Siva. Location is the Amirpet. Address is this ABC apartment. So this is the meaningful. And then this is the tabular structure in your table. Simply, if you store this data, then you can't able to understand what is this. In single row, if you store 1000 Siva, Amirpet, ABC apartment, you can't able to tell what is this. Properly, if you convert and then process and then create a table and then create a columns, within that column, within the corresponding column, if you store the proper data, then that will become a meaningful information. So this is all about the database. Now, SQL Server is an RDBMS software. SQL Server is an RDBMS software, Relational Database Management System. Okay, and especially this RDBMS software is the database where you are going to store your business data. Where you are going to store the business data, and then you are going to process the business data, you are going to retrieve the business data. What is the meaning of this store and then process and then retrieve? That's what, as I mentioned, suppose if you take the example for the pharmacy, medical stores, as a customer, if you go to the pharmacy store and you will buy some medicines. So what that pharmacy guy will do, he will collect all your personal information and then he will create one account for you. So that always, whenever you visit to that pharmacy store, by using your phone number or account number, he can able to access all your history, or he can able to store current transaction details into the system. So once your account is created, whenever you visit to the store, by using your phone number or account number, he can able to retrieve the data from the system. By entering your phone number, he can able to see all the details what was the previous transactions, what is your personal details, what is your mobile number, what is your email ID, everything, what is your address, everything, you can able to see your all this data in the system. That is the meaning of retrieve the data. Store the data means, as a customer, if you visit to the store, visit to the pharmacy store, if you are a new customer, then he will collect all the customer personal details, and then he will make the registration for you. That personal details is going to register with the customer personal details in the system. That is the meaning is he is going to store the data about the customer details. Whenever you store the data, whenever that store guy you store the data, then always whenever he want, he can able to retrieve the data from the system. What is the meaning of this process? The data. See, already you have a existing data. Already our store people have the existing data for the customers. If customer, some XYZ customer, he has changed his mobile number or he has changed his email ID. If you wanted to update the details, then he will change the mobile number and then email ID. So that is the meaning of the process the data. SQL Server is an RDBMS software, right? So like this RDBMS software, we have a multiple products in the market. Example for the RDBMS software, MS SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, which we are learning now. Oracle is the one of the example for the RDBMS software. Teradata is the one of the example for the RDBMS software. DB2 is the one of the RDBMS software. MySQL, PostgreSQL. So these are the RDBMS. These are the RDBMS products in the market. Then SQL Server is the product from the Microsoft company. Then we are here to learn about this SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server. Then what is the meaning of this RDBMS? What is the meaning of this RDBMS? Referential integrity plus DBMS. Referential integrity plus DBMS. First of all, we will know what is the meaning of this DBMS, database management system. See, in older days, before 1970s, before 1970s or 1960s, the data were stored in the file system. Data were stored in the file system like spreadsheets and all. This is a spreadsheet example. This is a spreadsheet. Earlier days, the data were storing whatever the data, your pharmacy details or your manufacturing details, your healthcare details or your retail store, whatever the data were storing. Data were storing into the spreadsheets or file system. So this is the database management system. This is the database. Earlier days, this file system was the database for the clients. We have a lot of issues with the file system. See, we don't have a security in the file system. Anyone can log into the file system, and we don't have a consistency. That is nothing but we don't have a integrity. Integrity means if you want to store this order ID, example, this is a one order ID, and if you want to store only the data of this particular order ID into the multiple sheets, and those multiple sheets should be having a details about this particular order ID only. So if someone is trying to insert the data into those sheets apart from this order ID, it should not accept. But in the spreadsheet, there is no conditions like that. If you are trying to insert any kind of data, then it is accepting. That is a integrity issue. And consistency. And you can also insert the duplicate data into the file system, and there is a security issue. We have a lot of issues with the earlier database management system, older database management system. So to overcome the challenges with the DBMS, they have introduced in around 1970s, I guess. They have introduced RDBMS, that is referential integrity, and then DBMS. Here in this RDBMS, so these are the database systems. Properly, they have implemented the security concepts and referential integrity concepts, and everything, and the data was storing in the database in form of the multiple tables, and they can create the security concepts, they can create the referential integrity concepts, and everything will be properly maintained in the properly. The data is maintained in the RDBMS software. So as we have some challenges with the older days DBMS, in around 1970s, they have introduced this RDBMS concept, and then the business people started to load the data into the this RDBMS. Now we'll see history of your SQL Server. One second, guys. Yeah. So in 1980s, actually, software was developed by Sybase company. So this database concept was introduced by the Sybase company in the year of 1980s only. And Microsoft has bought the logic from this Sybase company of the database concepts, and they have started their own product, their own database product, that is MS SQL Server. Once again, I am going to repeating, in 1980s, database software was developed by Sybase company. Okay. Later, after 90s, later, Microsoft company has bought the database logic from the Sybase company, and they have started their own product, database product, that is MS SQL Server database product. MS SQL Server means what? Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, so they have started the Microsoft has started with the very initial version called So that versions will be available in this sheet. Okay, one second. This portal. See, now very initial version was started the SQL Server 6.0. So this is the starting version of the SQL Server database. It has started the first version in the 1995, and then support end date was 1999. Guys, what is the meaning of the support end date? Any idea? Support end date means after this 1999, example I am telling, as the SQL Server 6.0 started in the year of 1995, and the customers can able to use this 6.0 till 1999 March 31st only. After this 1999 March 31st, still if your company is using SQL Server 6.0 version, after this date, if you get any issues with the 6.0, then Microsoft company is not the responsibility to provide the bug fix for the 6.0, because already they have released in the market the higher version, that is SQL Server 6.0. Forcibly, the Microsoft company is forcing to the customer to use the higher level of SQL Server version, because they have released the higher level version of the SQL Server with all the features which are having all the features, and also bug fixes which are having the issue in the lower version. So that as they are releasing the latest version in the market, they are enforcing to use a higher level version, so that they are ending the existing version. After this 1999 March 31st, all the customers who are using, example, SQL Server 6.0, they need to upgrade to the 6.5 only, so that whenever the customers are upgraded to the 6.5, and till 2002 January 1st, So they can able to get the support from the Microsoft company, whatever they get the bugs and whatever they get the issues. Once this 2002 0101 is completed, then for the 6.5, they stop to provide the support. Again, they are insisting to forcing to upgrade the version to the 7.0. Like that, they have released one by one 6.0, 6.5, 7.0, 2000 version, SQL Server 2000 version, SQL Server 2005 version, SQL Server 2008 version, 2008 R2, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022. So this is the latest version of the SQL Server. So till 2033, you can able to use this SQL Server 22 because officially the Microsoft company has declared that extended end date. Support end date is 2028 only, but still they have taken the decision they are going to support till the 2033. So till that time you can use this SQL Server 22 version. Now they are planning to release a newer version 2025, but still we have not received any news about this 2025 when it is going to release in the market and when it is going to available in the market. We don't have an idea. But all the companies, okay, all the companies, they are using the latest version SQL Server 2022 only, because even lower version 2019 also the support has ended last February 28. Compulsory who is using 2019 version in the projects, compulsory they need to upgrade the 2019 version into the 2022, because if you use 2019 still till today, if you get any issues with the 2019, then they are not going to support you because they declared. So yes, here we have an extended date. I didn't see. We have a 2030. So till 2030, you can use 2019. Once it is crossed 2030, then you need to stop and then you need to start using 2022, or till that time, if the 25 released, then you can use the 2025. So this is about the versions. This is about the versions in the SQL Server. Versions in the SQL Server. So this is all about the little bit high level explanation on the what is database, what is RDBMS, what is data, what is information and all. Now SSIS. So now once again, now whenever the company, whenever any organization is purchasing the product from the Microsoft, purchasing the SQL Server product from the Microsoft, they will get the 4 components. They will get the 4 components, bundles of 4 components in the SQL Server software. One is database engine, and another one is SSIS, another one is SSRS, another one is SSAS. This database engine, SQL Server Management Studio, where you are going to store the data and where you are going to write your SQL queries or SQL objects according to your business requirements. And SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services, which is an ETL tool. I will come to the ETL tool. What is the meaning of this ETL tool? SSRS is a reporting services. This is a reporting tool. SSAS, this is an analysis services. This is this SSAS will be used for the data warehousing concepts. This reporting service is used to generate the reports. Suppose you have a data, suppose you have a e-commerce data in your database or in your data warehouse. E-commerce business senior leadership, they want to analyze their business data, or they want to see their business data in form of the reports. They don't know the SQL, they don't know the database, just they wanted to see their business data in hand, in your phone or in the laptop. So by creating a report, then you are going to build those reports under and providing these reports into the any web application so that business users can access the business data in form of reports. Now, what is this integration services? ETL tool. This is an ETL tool. Again in ETL tool, one second. Again in ETL tool, you have a lot of ETL tools in the market. Okay, one second. Chalo. Again, we have a lot of ETL tools in the market. Again, we have a lot of tools in the market, like SSIS, Talent, Metallion. Okay, Metallion, and then DBT, Data Stage, Informatica, etc. So out of these ETL tools, SSIS is the one of the ETL tool from the Microsoft product. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of this ETL? What is the meaning of this ETL? Okay. ETL. What is the meaning of this ETL? Is ETL. ETL. E is the extraction, T is the transformation, and L is the load. E is the extraction, ETL extraction, transformation, and then load. The abbreviation of ETL is the extraction, transformation, and load. What is the meaning of extraction? What is the meaning of transformation? What is the meaning of load? Okay, one second. One second. I will give you the example. SQL Server PA architecture. Where is the PA architecture? One second. I have an image somewhere I stored. Okay. I will tell you in the pictorial by showing that picture. I will. See, what is the meaning of extraction? What is the meaning of transformation? Then what is the meaning of load? I will explain here. Suppose let's consider, guys, data is available in the example. Let's consider data is available in the Oracle database, and the data is available in the Azure cloud, and data is available in the any other application. Data is available in the files. The meaning is data is available in the different places, different systems, and then different formats. There is no relationship between the each and every data sets here or data sources. This is one data set or data source. This is one data set or data source. This is one data set, data source, and this is the data set. Suppose let's consider this entire data is related about e-commerce business. Entire data sources about the e-commerce business. Suppose let's consider Amazon. Amazon is operating from the different regions across the world, UK, US, India, China, etc. Their business data, they are not going to store. They are not going to store in a single place. USA country data is going to store in database. Indian country data is going to store in the file system, and UK data is going to store in the cloud system, and some China data is going to store or access to the web applications. Now, the data is scattered. Scattered means what? Available in the different places, different formats, different system. Now, the high level, the Amazon people, high level senior leadership, they wanted to analyze the data, their entire business data across the globe, whatever the data is, whatever the business is operating across the globe. They wanted to analyze and then make some decisions. If now Amazon people wanted to analyze the data of the across the globe, then they can't able to analyze the data because the data is available in the different systems. If they log in into this database, they can able to see only this data, because this data will not be available in this place, and this database data is not available in this place. This data is not available in this place, and this data is also not available in this place, because those are available in the different geography, different systems. They wanted to analyze the entire this business data, and they can't able to do analysis on their entire business data, because the data is scattered into the different systems. Now they can only do the analysis on their entire business only when if the data is available in single location. If the data is available in the single location. Now by using your ETL tool extraction, by using an ETL tool, they can connect to all the data sources. They can connect to all the data sources, and they can extract all the data, and then by applying some transformations, some conditions, they can convert all the system data into a single format, and then they can load the data into the one database or one data warehouse. Whenever the data is available in the single place, then it is easy to analyze the data. They can able to data visualization, interactive dashboards, and reporting tools. They can able to access their business data through these tools, reporting tools, and data visualizations, and then dashboards, etc. So this is overall high level the ETL process, how the ETL tool is working: extraction, collecting the data from the different system, transformations, applying some conditions. Here condition means data is available in a different system, and they can convert the different format data into a single format, and then they can load the data into the single place. On top of this database, they can do the analysis by getting the data into the reporting tool. So this is all about the ETL tool, how your SSIS is working. Now, if you talk about what is the SQL Server, what is the SQL Server syllabus? One second, what is the SQL Server syllabus? So this is our SQL Server syllabus, guys. High level, all these topics. See here, T-SQL querying, SQL Server architecture and the database, single table queries, okay, joins, and then subqueries, and the table expressions. We have a lot of, within the table expression, we have a lot of things. CTE, derived table views, okay, set operators, union, intersect, and all. And beyond the fundamental Windows functions, pivoting and then unpivoting, okay, data modifications, insert and then delete, how it will be working, merging the data, okay, transactions and then locking and then blocking, isolation levels, programmable objects, variables, if loop, while loop, and then temporary table, dynamic SQL, stored procedure, user defined functions, triggers, error handling, and then performance optimization. So these are the SQL Server topics I am going to cover as part of the session. So I am planning to complete all these topics within 30 days of the SQL Server. Okay, and coming to the SSIS. One second. Coming to the SSIS, these are the topics: SQL introduction to the SQL Server integration services, SSIS tools, SSIS tasks, containers, data flow, variables, parameters, and expressions. Okay, accessing data, error handling, administration tasks, etc. So this is the SSIS. This is the SSIS syllabus, and we can complete around these topics within the some 20 sessions. Daily we will be having a 1 hour session, that is 9 to 10. 9 to 10. Okay. And once the course is completed, then I am going to help you to prepare the interviews and provide some interview questions, FAQs, and I am going to provide some project explanation, and then help you to prepare the resume also. And one more thing, So you have a good opportunities in the market. First of all, yeah. So you have a good opportunities in the market. First of all, once you learn the course, from us, you can able to apply to all these opportunities in the market: SQL Server Developer, Database Developer, Data Analyst, and then Senior Database Developer. Okay, and coming to the packages, entry level, you will be having around 4 lakhs. Mid level, you will be having around 7 to 5 lakhs, and experienced people you will be having is around 17 lakhs, and high. If you get the more experience, then you can able to get the more than 20 lakhs also. But you have a very good opportunity in the market on the SQL Server and on SSIS. So who can learn this SQL Server? So who is pursuing the their technical course? They can learn. They will be having a DBMS concept. And beginners who has completed their course, they can also learn. And who is developers? If some developers are working on the different technologies, they wanted to switch into the database world, then they can able to learn this course also. Database administrators, DBS, they are very good, they are very good, comfortable. They are very good, comfortable the database administrators, but they are lacking in the writing SQL queries. They want to learn the SQL programming. Even they can also learn these courses. Data analyst also you can learn highlights of the program. So advanced training by industry expert. I have around more than 50 years of experience on same relevant experience. Explanation on the project, provide one project to improve the resume, help on interview preparation, help to prepare the resume, mock interviews. This placement assistance we will see. If I get to know any openings at the time, then I will refer your profiles. Okay. Yeah, this is all about today's discussions, guys. Now you can ask me if you have any questions. Chalo, guys. If you don't have any questions, we will meet by tomorrow at same time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Yes.